Not exactly that, Gargoyle. So this is a Bant pod deck. Bant refers to the 3-color combination of green, white, and blue. Pod is paying homage to what this card is kind of symbolic of. So pod refers to the card Birthing Pod, which has the effect that Prime Speaker Vannifar has on her activation, only it was an artifact during New Phyrexia. Hey, Rollick, thanks for the 34 months. Welcome back. I appreciate that. So, this is a card that kind of lets us chain through our deck and turn creatures into other creatures for fun and profit. We've got Militia Bugler here as a way to generate card advantage, as well as also find Prime Speaker Vannifar more consistently. One concern with this deck is that our overall payoff is probably a little bit weaker than the Nissa Hydrate Krasis deck, so I think we probably have a good aggressive matchup. We're probably fine for grinding against control, but I am a little bit worried about how we're going to line up against the other green mid-range decks in the format. Let's go ahead and dive on into the historic queue here with this and see how it goes. Yeah, Birthing, that standard format was fun too. New Phyrexian Innistrad was a good standard format. No turn 1 elf, sad day. Hand's pretty keepable though overall. Lead on, Hallowed Fountain. Have turn 2 elf. All right, sweet. That's that sweet red deck we want to come for. I think with Firebrand on 1, I'm going to lead on Walker on 2. See if they've got a Lightning Strike here. Maybe they have a Skewer. Light them up. They're on fire. Itty bitty bugle boy, company B. All right, so really need a second green source here, huh? Looks like we're stabilizing nicely here, though. Whirly boy up in the base, shooting rockets in our face. Alright, well, that was the perfect draw. Untap green source. Thank you for the 17 months, New Genesis. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, weird that they didn't play either of those lands out, huh? They definitely misused their first, what's it called? This game is over. We're gonna gain. We are solidly in garbage time with Jadelight in our hand. Game is donezo. Spark Double's unnecessary. Biogenic Ooze is unnecessary. These really expensive top-end cards are unnecessary. Rest of this seems fine. Casual. Is the casual gain 18 against the red deck good? If yes, please explain. Cage is good here. I don't know. I don't think Cage is good enough. I'm boarding in for Knight of Autumn. I think Cage is mostly there for graveyard stuff. I think with Knight and Deputy, that's plenty of cards that beat up on, what's it called? Experimental Frenzy. Oh, that's true. Cage does stop Vannifar, doesn't it? Maybe that shouldn't be in the sideboard. I actually didn't think about that. This is a viewer-submitted deck list, like most of the things we play. I'm gonna run the no blocks here. I don't want Wildgrowth Walker to die to a shock. Do you have a wizard's lightning? Wizard's lightning, wizard's lightning. Do 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 do. They just have a shock, so they get to kill the Jadelight, but I get to gain 6 here. Yeah, I think I'm in for Pod Mom. They didn't have a deal 3 last turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and block this turn if they attack. They drew a deal 3, they drew a deal 3. This thing already gained me a bunch, so that's fine. It's a good beat. Even with them drawing a deal 3 here, I feel like we're still pretty far ahead. I'm at 16, they have 1 card. This knight can gain us some life. Well, all things considered, that's a very good one. Sure. They draw shock on top of their deck. What a beating. I think we're still ahead, but it's annoying. You want a few grazers in the deck? Maybe. Maybe. Says vigilance. Might as well attack. We'll chump block this Goblin Chain Whirler this turn. Howdy, Kurlewski. I wish at some point they'd print a pod, but with G's instead of Phyrexian G's. Oh, I just clicked through that? Crap. Well, you know. I don't think we can die here, but that was definitely a mistake. Thanks for the reminder to check if primaries are open. You reminded me to help get my fiance registered. Awesome. That'd be trying to remember to say that once or twice a day. Sure. I think it's like a choose your own adventure book at this point. Lyra or Tolsimir are both pretty game winning here. Well, we said if we found red matchups we were gonna be in a good spot, so off to a strong start here. Speaking of things that are good reminders, if you're someone like me who's going to be playing in the qualifier event this weekend, I want you to remember, don't drive yourself crazy with the results of your matches. You need to get 10 match wins to win anything meaningful in the tournament this Saturday. And if you had a 70% win rate in Magic, you have a 2.8% chance of going 10-0. So, like, the odds of you going undefeated are astronomically low. And I know you get 1 loss, but even adding 1 loss in there, it's pretty unlikely. You have to get very, very lucky. Thanks, Ohio, for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I've seen a lot of people, especially streamers, have serious prep type titles and just remember, set your goals to realistic. Remember that the result for most people playing this weekend is they're going to go, you know, 4 wins, 5 wins, probably less than that on average, and get effectively nothing. The blue-red deck we played this morning was kind of bad. Did not feel nearly as good as its historic and standard counterparts. Another red deck's good for us. You disagree that Moto is gambling? Are you illiterate? Or do you just not understand the meaning of words? Like Magic Online is like the textbook definition of gambling. It's a variance-powered game that you can play for money. That you can win and cash prizes out of. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield unpack. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I disagree. MTGO is gambling, but Arena surely isn't. Oh, sure. I mean, they're both very much gambling. I think I'm just gonna gain 4 here. This is the part where they go 3rd land, Goblin Chain Whirler, and end our whole career. I mean, our deck has a lot of well, that doesn't do it. Our deck has a lot of expensive cards in it, that if we draw some of those good expensive cards, we might have a chance here. If you go 10-1 in the tournament on Saturday, you get invited to a tournament where you at a minimum win thousands of dollars and at best win $100,000. Whereas if you go 9-2 on Saturday, 9-2 instead of 10-1, you get $9 worth of arena gems. So 10-1 and 9-2, you know, one match record difference between the two. Possibly 6 figures worth of prizes difference between the two. Honestly, and this, it really shows how WotC just doesn't get it. Because it would cost them so little to be generous with the prizes for the MCQ. Like, there's no reason why their biggest premier event, they should be giving you $20 in gems per match win, not $2. Is this the lock? I think this is the lock. Is that the best draw in our deck? I think that was the best draw in our deck. Get wrecked, red deck. GG! We are invincible! Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. You see 10 Chain Whirlers to win, right? The flash deck was kind of mediocre. Yeah, you get 200 gems per match win. 200 gems per match win. It's insulting to say the least. In comparison, if you get top 32 in an MTGO PTQ, you get 24 booster packs, and booster packs on Magic Online tend to be worth at least $3 a piece. So top 32ing an MTGO event would get you $72 worth of stuff. Losing in the finals of the MTGO PTQ gets you 108 boosters, which is about $300 worth of stuff. So again, like, Wizards can say what they want about which client is their premier client and which one is the older client, but when you look at the actual numbers, it becomes very clear which client is the supported tournament client for Magic. Like, Arena's fun, don't get me wrong. It's fast and it's slick and I love the animations. But when you compare the stats of what the prizes are worth and capable of getting on MTGO versus Arena, it's night and day. Kiln Fiend's an interesting one in their deck. Kiln Fiend is one of those 20 cards they added directly to Historic. Well, he's dead, Jim, but the Kiln Fiend can't attack this turn, so we got that going for us. Yes, that means for the current rank season, they were ranked 51st. That was not the land I wanted to draw for Christmas. Are we dead? I kind of feel like we're dead. I do not have a second Tolsimir in the deck. I have a Lyra. Perfect. Maybe I'm just supposed to do Shalai again. Maybe. In most states, you can register to vote online. It's great. With the Tor brand, I think I'm pretty unlikely to untap with Shalai as part of the issue. And then we're taking 9-11 here inside of combat. Well, I will survive. Hey, hey. Don't have another 3 damage spell. Don't have another 3 damage spell. Don't have another 3 damage spell. Friendo. Oh, feels mono red, man. Feels mono red. Oh, wait, I don't gain 3 the second time. Crap. So I just cut myself off of 3 life. I needed to not click a thing. Because if you click a target and the target gets removed, you then don't gain the life. That's fine. We should have lost this game anyways, right? They misclicked. Thanks for the 20 months, Mox. Yeah, you could definitely save your deck bump for Theros. 10 out of 10. Itty bitty bugle boy, accompany bee. Do 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 do. Double fight Torbrand did not work because the Torbrand would have dealt 4 to my thing. Oh, I could have blinked the Tolsimir. I'm so dumb. That's fine. It's fine. We should have lost this game anyways. It's gonna be okay. I realize I'm dumb. Well, I think we definitely would have won this game had I not fumbled these couple of things here after they messed up, but... you know... Misplays. Misplays. Sometimes you play soccer instead of Magic, chat. Sometimes you play soccer instead of Magic. Night Autumn's real good. Okay. Are we stabilizing? I mean, if I get to untap with this Prime Speaker, I think so. This Frenzy could put us in the ground. Or should it be conservative and play the Frenzy second? I guess that makes sense. Hey, Isha, thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Pretty sure I'm supposed to get Shalai, so I'm less likely to get burned out. Good. Hope your 2020 is off to a good start, Isha. And then next turn, Prime Speaker can turn Elite Guard into Lyra, and then Shalai can lifelink. I activated Shalai. So Shalai has an activated ability, pay 6, put counters on things. So opponent threw that second game away, and then I tried my hardest to throw the game away back, but our deck was just a little bit too good in that matchup. Like I said when we started, I think we're gonna get to eat a lot of mono red. I think the other green mid-range decks are probably gonna give us a hard time, but if we keep running into basic mountains, we should have a pretty good run with this one. Did I want to cut these cages from the board? I think I wanted to cut these cages from the board, right? Because they turn off Prime Speaker. You want to put a couple of Baffling Ends in? I think. The only deck I really want Graveyard Hate against is Kisis combo, and Baffling End is very good there. I think political ads / endorsements are coming to streaming. I think if the Democrats are smart, they're going to actually invest some money into that. Yeah, at the very least, with generic YouTube and Twitch ads, if not direct to streamer sponsorships. That Bernie ad is me just doing my civic duty to let people know who I'm going to support in the primary and hopefully the general. Bernie does rebroadcast his stuff to Twitch as well. You can follow Bernie Sanders on Twitch. You should do that. Show me the waves of the whale. I don't think he has a sub button. Don't believe he's an affiliate. Yeah, I'm told by viewers that there are Trump ads constantly on my stuff, which in a way, at first it annoyed me, but then it kind of made me smile, because if you think about it, Trump is paying money to me to put his stuff on my videos where we constantly trash talk him. So once I thought about it some more, I'm really kind of okay with that. Just start. Is this a mirror match? Are we playing a mirror? I think we're playing a mirror, chat. Welcome to Thunderdome. The fact that they have a Vannifar and we don't's a little scary. I don't have any removal in sight at the moment. I think I'm just supposed to try and beat them down, but I'm honestly not sure we can beat active Vannifar, so... I guess we have a big walker, and we've got Biogenic Ooze coming up. Bio Ooze can maybe do some stuff for us. Yeah, just impossible to aggro through this Wildgrowth Walker. I'm gonna grab a Jadelight Ranger. Oh. Yeah, sure. Weird that they took the Jadelights and not my walker. I think I'm gonna lead on this, because I could find a Deputy of Detention of my own to take something out here. Huh? So, I think it's just Bugler again. They may have thought Deputy was like Detention Sphere. Yeah, that's fair. It's not. Really kind of surprised they didn't just get Jadelight Ranger there. Wonder what 6 drops they have. We have a Dream Eater in our deck as a 6 drop. You okay, friendo? You okay? I think I'm gonna trim some Wildgrowth Walkers. Feel like that axis is not what I really want to fight on. I'm gonna bring in some Baffling Ends to fight their Deputy of Detentions. Yeah, maybe they had a 6 drop. The only 6 drop was in their hand. What was it? What was that card called? Is this it? Life's Finale, I think? Yeah, this was Life's Finale was a card that I played a lot of when Birthing Pod wasn't standard. Because you got to like kill the board and then like go through their deck and like pull one of the cards in the pod chain out. You're like, all right, all your 4-drops are gone or all your 5-drops are gone. Good time. Yeah, there are a lot of sweet pot decks in the format. That was the standard format where I first started playing a bunch of competitive Magic. I got my first SCG Open top 8 with Sultai Glissa Control. Deck was fantastic. I assume Pod's gonna stay banned because Wizards, because R&D's a bunch of cowards. Pretty sure they are incapable of blocking Warriors. Sounds really bad, so I believe that you play. You should Google it, Marty. It was in fact as bad as you think it was. Hey, RPH Offum, thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Glendia. Hope you're having an excellent Wednesday wherever you're at in the world. Yep, in for her. Miss sacking Gerald's Messenger to Pod. That's the one that ate the Delver deck, though. It didn't, actually. It only had an okay Delver matchup and had a really good Black-White Tokens matchup, though. Was the trick. What is the Pod card? So Pod actually isn't a historic card. It's an old Magic card. It's actually only legal in Magic's Legacy and Vintage formats for Constructed. The card Birthing Pod. That's what that pays homage to. All right, and this is exactly why we brought in these Baffling Ends here to take out Deputies of Detention. Vannifar of their own. Little unfortunate that I'm only using 2 mana this turn, but getting back Vannifar is definitely ideal here. It felt like a bad blue-red Eldrazi Gorks. Did not feel quite powerful enough for the Pioneer format. Yeah, that's the one. Perilous Mirror, Silva. I think I hold the title for being the only person to ever top 8 a large competitive tournament with Grim Backwoods in my deck. Traditional mid-range mirrors tend to be a lot of fun. I actually think that's a big part of what's kind of wrong with the current... Do I want this Bugler? I might want this Bugler. This Bugler could find me Deputy of Detention. Alright, I'm gonna keep the Bugler. I could also find me a 2-drop that I could pod into. Actually, sorry, to finish my thought, I think a big part of why Standard's gotten what I think a lot of people feel is bad in recent memory is because Nissa and Hydroid Crisis make traditional mid-range decks unplayable. If I think back to like what made GRN Standard good, I think a big part of it was the fact that traditional mid-range was one of the best things you could be doing in that format. All right, so I'm gonna do this. I think I just blink Militia Bugler. Traditional mid-range also tends to not generate a lot of feel-bad moments, like a lot of, like things like Nissa and other things in this format do. I have another Biogenic Ooze. I forgot I boarded that in. Yeah, let's do that. This game should be pretty done. I probably should be getting Shalai, huh? Shalai, so long as I keep Prime Speaker in play, they can't win the game. And like, getting Shalai means my Prime Speaker stays in play. Yeah, just being the one with the active Prime Speaker is just real good here. Moving on up the ladder. You have the only non-commander competitive ranked deck list at MTG Top 8 with Grim Backwoods. Look at that. Look at that. The grimmest of Backwoods. This is a great tweet. Seeing people argue on your post that Pod and Twin would be good unbans for Modern and that Stoneforge Mystic dominated when it was unbanned taught me how much I undervalued the mute button. Yeah, muting stupid people who don't have a basis in reality. It's good quality life EV. Good quality life EV. I'm gonna keep this. Do I bottom Shalai or Deputy? It's probably just Shalai. Keep the interaction in my hand. Leyline of Abundance. This is, so we're 3-0, but we beat 2 red decks and then a mirror, and this, I expect that what our current opponent here is playing is likely a bad matchup for us. My body is ready to get turn 3 Nissa. Holy crap, they don't have it. Maybe they should file for comp. I feel like their deck's probably broken. Speaking of Prime Speaker, I'm now speaking because of my Prime. Thank you for the 10 months, Gunther. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. If Pod or Twin get unbanned, I'm just going to make Urza decks with them. Yeah. Leafkin Druid instead of a Boreal Grazer? No, they want the... A Boreal Grazer doesn't work with Leyline. And it has Elemental synergies. The good news is they probably have a hard time killing my Prime Speaker here.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Rise, my elemental friend.
Nissa is the dumb, yes. So this makes 3 mana right now. It makes an extra one here. Yeah, just like... They tapped a Forest and a Leafkin and made 6 mana. Deputy takes non-land permanents. It's honestly, I don't know if I should say it's impressive or sad. I feel like this card is currently rooting like 3 different Magic formats. It's kinda too bad. You feel like we're in this game. I disagree. Did you know this card has text? Did you know they get to tap 8 mana and give every one of their creatures a +1/+1 counter? That's why this card is banned in Pioneer. Because my opponent doesn't have to draw another threat for the rest of the game. Yeah, I'm gonna concede this match. This match is unwinnable. We just don't have a chance. Yeah, and 8 mana means something exactly. That's a great way to put it, Marty. 8 mana means something completely different for their deck. Like, each of their Nissa lands tap for 3 mana. Because of Nissa's bonus and the ley line. As our free loss anyways, I also don't really care about my rank. I guess I should theoretically care about my rank because it matters every month now. But like, they changed the format of these MCQs to be super high variant, so like, not qualifying for them doesn't really matter anymore, I don't think. The odds of being able to leverage being above average at Magic went way down when they made you have to 10-1. B. Jorky, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't think I'm going to be making an effort to 1200 anymore. The payoff went from like bad to worse. Definitely going to play on Saturday because I qualified for this one, but qualifying for future ones seems like low value. The expected outcome is frustration. Yay, more mono red. Mono red matchup's good. It just didn't matter, Sunshine. They had infinite mana. They had arbitrarily large amounts of mana. We did win the mirror. This is my 2/4. There are many like it, but this one is mine. We've actually been very fortunate playing against a bunch of mono red. This format has not had a ton of mono red in it, in my experience, actually. I don't have a Lyra in my main deck. I do have a Tolsimir. I think I'm actually going to get Bugler. Is it just Bugler here? I think it's just Bugler. I'm gonna block here. Not only does it save us life, but it makes it so they can't make mana with this for the rest of the turn without it dying. Are there any political commentators you consider honest and reliable? The most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough when it comes to understanding anything in today's culture, and this isn't even today's culture, it's just in general, all sources have bias. The way you get your information in a way that's meaningful, that's a cop-out. Reality doesn't work that way. You can't just say we're fact-based, so we're better. Like, everything has bias, and understanding what that bias is valuable and can be good. Just because things are biased doesn't mean they're bad. It just means you have to understand what has what bias and then consider that when you're thinking about how you're evaluating the information you're being presented with. As far as an answer to the question, I watch Stephen Colbert fairly regularly. I watch Philip DeFranco, as he does more than just politics. He does general news stuff as well. His stuff is really good. Who else do I watch? Is it Seth Meyers? I gotta open my YouTube. What is his name? I don't think it's Seth. I think I'm blanking on his name. No, it is Seth Meyers. Yeah, that is the name. Seth Meyers is, in fact, the third one. John Oliver is really good. Oliver is great. He doesn't do super consistent stuff, though. So I have a Knight of Autumn in my main deck, but I don't have a way to get to it. Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Of all the people I just listed, Oliver's my favorite, but he's only on weekly. He's not on every day. ContraPoints are great if you're looking for political content. I don't think I'm familiar with that one. So they have a Frenzy and a Runaway Steamkin. So this is going to be one of those low variance Magic turns. We're probably going to die or we're going to lose the game. Not much in between. So we're going to board like we did in the other games. We're going to bring in the Fistful of Knights. We're going to cut some of our top end. Trim and Deputy. Call it a day. Yeah, I'm not really into like John Oliver's and this says something about me and, you know, where we live, but super long things are also not great. Like being able to have quick summaries is nice. Oh yeah, I added Baffling End to my sideboard. I could probably board Baffling End in here. Like Oliver's like on the longer side of what I'm willing to watch on specific topics. So like having like hour-long dives into specific things is not necessarily great or consumable for me. It's like when I listen to Colbert, I usually just don't listen to most of his interviews unless it's someone I'm interested in watching. I really don't like watching YouTube videos on faster than 1x. The people talking funny is wonky. I'm just not a huge fan in general of that format. Yeah, let's just kill him. Yeah, if you're watching YouTube videos quickly too, like the YouTube video has to be your sole focus as well. So like it's much harder to consume content idly if you're watching it faster than 1.1x in my experience. Like I don't really have dedicated TV time in my day-to-day life. So like when I'm watching other stuff, like when I'm watching stuff, like I listen to various news things while I'm like doing my post-stream wrap-up for the day, etc. Do you have another 1-mana spell? You do not. Alright, so do I Branchwalker to try and get to Tolsimir guaranteed? If I Branchwalker, it could die to this Chain Whirler, so that seems less than ideal. Perfect. So now I get to do this next turn. They are running lowish on resources, which means they have Land Experimental Frenzy in their hand. If they, like, shock this, that's fine. Then they have to pull counters off of this Wildgrowth Walker, or pull counters off the Steamkin to play the Chain Whirler. It means my Wildgrowth Walker is more likely to live next turn and gain some life. I think I want to just do this turn. Try and get to Tolsimir for next turn. Vannifar could be good for locking things up later. I think I keep that on top, actually. And copy Jadelight Ranger next turn. And a casual 26 on turn 5 or 6 here. Seems good. I think I just take this hit. I want to keep both my Explore creatures alive for when I Spark Double next turn. Alright, go to 29. Go. So they can, like, giant this turn, but, like, I've got 4 3s and a 4 6. I might even just Prime Speaker next turn so I can get her going before Tolsimir. Nato, thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, their last card is always Frenzy, huh? Never not last card Frenzy. They're gonna have infinite mana regardless, so I think I just play this and hope to get to untap with her. So I can turn Wildgrowth Walker into a Knight of Autumn to kill this Frenzy. We played Yarok Citadel in Historic yet. Yarok doesn't add anything meaningful to the Citadel archetype. It doesn't really solve any problems the deck has. We've played some green-black Citadel in this format. $30 damage in a turn is pretty unlikely. It is unlikely, but what is likely is that they can kill my Prime Speaker, and if they kill my Prime Speaker, I don't really have a way to come back. No blocks here. Oh, we were talking about people I watch. I watch Trevor Noah a lot too. He does the Daily Show on Comedy Central. It's another good one. Alright, so what am I doing? Deputy's not bad. So I think this Tolsimir maybe lets me stabilize. I already did my spark double this game, right? Yeah, this is a spark double. I think I gotta throw this away and kill this frenzy. Alright, so we're at 22. The Goblin Chain Whirlers are a little bit worrisome because they first strike, but we're in a good spot otherwise. Correct. First strike is not relevant to fights. They have a castle. Alright, blocks like that. Take 8, 14. Go. Are we dead? We're just set on board. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Should have deputied cleared the what's it called? Deputy cleared the Steamkins. I didn't sit and count. I think good graveyard hate for red in historic. Just Grafdigger's Cage. You could technically play Leyline of the Void as well, but Cage is probably the best bet. Is it worth to double blocking a Chain Whirler there? Yeah, maybe. Probably. I think you're right. Double block on Chain Whirler that previous turn probably gets us out of it. That was a mistake on my part. No white mana in sight, but we have a turn 3 Vannifar, so that's nice. Alright, the question will be, how much removal do they have? Did Crypt get printed? The Storm deck was fun this morning. Deck generates a lot of good puzzles. Yeah, but mono red doesn't really need Frenzy against Kisses. That's not the axis you win that matchup on. I just grab Shalai here. Maybe I'm supposed to get Elite Guardmage because we're going to get Kaya's Wrath this turn and feel bad. Vomit. Alright. You're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. I should be up a card right now. I definitely should have gotten Elite Guardmage and not Shalai. The old pay 6 draw a card. Greatness at any cost, eh? Why do you use your clairvoyance in this way? Mostly because I hate myself. Eldest Reborn. Yep. I'm just discarding the Deputy of Detention here. Yeah, if they deputy away my Tolsimir, I can kill the deputy and then get my Tolsimir back, along with the wolf friend, so that seems like a good exchange for me. Play the Jadelight and try and draw a couple lands. Gives us something we don't mind discarding to this Eldest Reborn. How am I killing it? They're Kaya's Wrath, another deputy from us. A lot of different ways. Yeah, they don't even want it. If they deputy something, their Kaya's Wrath become really bad, which is normally our best card. Doom Foretold. Sure. Yes, Charming Prince gets them here. Is correct. As Charming Prince targets cards we own, so I own this one. Revitalize, yep. I mean, to be fair, they're Akaya's Wrath away from being in this game. Like, if they hit Akaya's Wrath here, we're in a lot of trouble. I assume they're playing 4 of that. Could be playing Citadel. That's an interesting thought. Let's play another matchup where we get to bring in 4 copies of Night Autumn. Command the Dread Horde? Yeah, maybe. They trade here, it gets rid of a permanent for each of us. Yeah, Treacherous Blessing is the draw 3, right? Wow, that's aggressive. Holy crap. They have Kaya's Wrath here? Cavalier with, Cavalier alongside, Eldest Reborn is sweet. Now, it looks like white-black enchantments. They can sack the Cavalier now and get back Eldest Reborn. It's worth noting that the fact that I didn't play a land out kind of cost me here. Oh, they have a blocker anyways. It feels like they're stabilizing. Like this Doom Foretold is going to chew up the rest of my stuff here. And like, they have a lot of threats in play. That's a good one. Post board when we get to have 4 native autumns. We should end up in a pretty good spot. Game 1 might be a little challenging here. We're definitely, if there was an advantage bar here, it'd definitely be in my opponent's direction at the moment. Just gonna go to 17 here. You ooze, you lose. And then Doom Foretold makes a sack Prime Speaker. I think we're dead. Suppose I could draw my bounce spell. Is it just the Saga? I could take the Seraph and crack them for 9. I think I just try and kill them, right? The counters do not reset if I take Eldest. I'm pretty sure this is correct. Yeah, but that assumes they don't have a removal spell, Dows. Oh. That sucks. I guess that's the thing. We're going to be boarding this card out. It's real bad here. That's super unfortunate. What do we want to draw? Charming Prince is our best top deck from here. Alright, so they have to sack Deputy, and they have to sack a Doom Foretold here. Their deck's really neat. Ha! They're even Knights for History of Benalia. That's gross. Yet if you remember, this game is really close. There was a turn earlier in the game where I put them on Kaya's Wrath and then got the wrong card, and I put myself down life and a card. So like, this match has been so razor thin on resources. There's a very good chance if I was just like +1 random card, I'd have a good shot here. Yeah, got beat up at the end. That was really close. All right, let's play some post-board games, huh? The fact that I had Deputy of Detention also could have mattered. The fact that I could have, it's very possible I should have taken, it's very possible I should have just taken their enchantment or saga as well. Very real possibility. That's what I was supposed to do. I don't think this is a Time Raveler matchup. Veto and Knight of Autumn sound good, though. Let's dig for some lands here. I mean, I'd argue our threats were pretty far from bottomless, and I made 2 pretty pointed mistakes that probably would have swung the game in a much different direction if I make those decisions differently. Well, they had sweepers in their main deck, so I'd assume they have sweepers in post-board as well against my creature deck. I'm assuming they're not boarding their sweepers out against my deck full of creatures. I guess this technically loses me a power-up token, power-up for the turn. Did I miss something? I didn't see any sweepers in the first game. Yes. You did in fact miss part of the first game then. Prince, exiling Prince. Turn to control at the beginning of the next step. Yes. So if you have 2 princes, you could juggle something to avoid a wrath, I suppose. Ugh. That one, get rid of it. actually really surprised that Bernie's campaign didn't have like a media kit on their website. Someone ended up linking me his logo off of like a wiki page, a Wikimedia page. I would have expected that to just be like, hey, here's a downloadable thing with all of our logos and stuff in it. Well, the good news is, if they do hit Kaya's Wrath this turn, I do just have a second Biogenic Ooze to follow up with, so that's nice. Sure, Gilger, you are correct. I'm excited for the first week of Standard Brewing, where everything's like Christmas morning. And then 2 weeks, and then exactly like Christmas morning, 2 weeks later, you wake up on January 2nd and realize Nissa Worldwaker, Nissa Who Shakes the World, and Hydrate Graces are still legal, and that's what you should have continued to be doing. Casualties of War. I don't know about Casualties of War. I think that card's kind of whatever. Nissa's the format defining card. Aces would be fine without Nissa. Maybe. Rang Tangy, thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's been a good set, Zikta. If you are a fan of the Vannifars, you'll probably want to go back and watch it. Kind of expecting like an Eldest Reborn here. Hey, thanks for the half a year, Andres. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I just take Biogenic Ooze. It's not the most individually powerful card. I don't know that 1-mana acceleration is super format defining in Standard. Like, Goose, all things considered in a world without Oko, I think Goose is pretty fair as far as 1-mana acceleration goes. Alright, and this time we'll make the play that we should have made last time, which is destroy the Oath, so Doom has to sacrifice itself. It gets rid of their extra permanent in play. Baby, I don't feel adult enough for this, which I assume is normal. Thanks for the tier 2 wit. I appreciate that for the 3/4 of a year. Happy Wednesday. Goodbye, my 4/3. I think I go ahead and just play Jadelight Ranger out here again. I don't want to deploy the Biogenic Ooze because I want that to be insulation in case they have a sweeper. I mean, there's technically 4 different 1-mana accelerants in Pioneer, so you can be a little bit picky. I'm about to get Settle the Wreckage, and I could have played Shalai. Sure. Spin them. Spin them tires, opponent. Spin them. Spin them good. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Beep beep beep. All right, so we punted game one in a couple different ways and closely lost that one. Solid commanding leads in the post-board ones there. Let's play. I'm enjoying this deck. Let's play one more here with Pod Mom. We'll roll on into some Jeskai Super Friends. They were not good at drawing Kaya's Wrath. To be fair, I think we were winning through Kaya's Wrath that game. We were in a pretty good spot. Yeah, we got to Shalai Spark Double, a mono red player earlier today. It's Naya Feather in either queue mode. I don't believe so, Wargy. I believe Red White Feather is in the Pioneer queue. The Historic queue is almost empty. I think after today I've got like 2 or 3 more decks in there. Although, that's probably also okay too, because we're doing Historic tomorrow, and then I think Monday next week, then we're taking some time off of Historic to focus on Standard with the new set release. Yay, Basic Mountains. Scale of 1 to dead. Where's this at here? Fair. Untapped land? Untapped land? Yeah, right, sure. Dear opponent, please don't Chain Whirler me. Please don't Chain Whirler me. Please don't Chain Whirler me. Stomp him is good. Whatever you gotta do. I think I Jadelight here to give myself the best chance to play Biogenic Ooze next turn. Yeah, 2 4s are good. Why not? Gosh, we need to untap with both our creatures. No blocks. Yeah, if we get to untap here, we get to Shalai, and then Spark Double Shalai. Shillelagh. Do you like my shillelagh? So I can't block here because they have castles, so we're just gonna go to 8. Perfect. That one could stay right there. I have no idea, Wargy. If I was able to predict the future, I'd use it for something more profitable than this children's card game. We're about to get Cleveland. They have Cleveland here. They could break our lockup. Hopefully this is just castle. I get to turn Elite Guardmage into Tolsimir, and then we're just done here, right? Pod non up, beating the red deck. Do 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 do. Trim our top end down here. Need 2 more cuts. Hey, double Shalai is pretty good there. Pretty not bad. I'm trim a couple of Llanowar Elves. They just die most of the time. I think I'd rather have Baffling End. What are we doing, opponent? Gonna figure out how to sideboard against like life gain mid-range deck. Pretty fortunate this set. We're like, hey, if we run into a bunch of mono red, we're gonna be okay. We're just like 3 out of half our matches are against mono red. This is a mulligan. Doesn't do anything till 3. Could just stumble and die. Now this is a keep. This is a keep, chat. There's no fear contained in this dojo. I'm gonna draw a shock land on one. It's gonna be great. Wait, what? Weren't they? They were mono red last game, right? Right? We didn't see anything other than red cards? It's there for deck thinning? Yeah, I bet. Alright, that was like worst case scenario. I mean, they were just like stock red aggro last game, right? Yeah, but like using Fabled Passage to splash as opposed to Stomping Ground and Rootbound Crag seems bad. Sick. Okay. I think I'm just doing this, and I'm hoping I untap with this and get to get going from there. Yeah, it could just be for thinning / shuffling on the frenzy. God, that can't be worth the random tempo loss it has, right? Charming Prince gain 9. I say nine's not a number. I guess it kind of gains. They gain 6 each, kind of, by blocking the by blocking this. Is that a good one? I feel like that's a good one. I think I'm gonna play these out to gain 6 to try and bait them into using a burn spell when I double block their 4/3. So I can threaten a double block on the Bone Crusher now, and then they'll burn spell me. And then the Lyra is more likely to stick around. Another play here. They have a Frenzy. Rekindling Phoenix. Okay. My Flyer's pretty good too. Go. This is my Lyra, my favorite Lyra. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Thanks, Sapien. Figured that would go a lot further than putting a sign out on my front lawn. Although I might still do that. Well, we're currently losing the top deck war to mono red. Bro, watch me on Twitch line on your. To be fair, I don't really think I want my neighbors to know what I do. Vomit. This is much bigger than normal red. You mean they played exactly Rekindling Phoenix, which is a card normal red frequently plays in the sideboard? Is that what you mean by much bigger than normal red? One sideboard card? Everything our opponent played that game are cards that mono red typically plays in their sideboard. At various points, if you look back in Magic's history. I'm gonna cut these stupid Llanowar Elves. I'm gonna bring in more top end on the play, I think. Since they're being a little bit bigger too. Yeah, like Phoenix. Phoenix was a card mono red reached to a lot when it was standard legal as a resilient card. Fight with Fire is a bit big. It's not. They often played Fight with Fire for killing specifically Lyra and Angels too. Like, people that think our opponent's playing some kind of mid-range red deck, I'd encourage you to go back and look at red decks from before rotation and familiarize yourself with the cards that they played. Go back and look at the last time Standard didn't suck. GRN Standard. That's what we're getting to relive currently. It's great. We played against a lot of red decks today, Swift. So I assume because they didn't offer the trade, I'm about to get Chain Whirled here. I feel like is likely. As always, the answer to the question, will Jeff play X, should always be answered by submitting it via the deck queue on my website. Do not accept or reject decks, generally speaking, just off of what their title is. Really, thank you for the 2 months of support. I appreciate you re-upping that Prime. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Sniffed that one out successfully. Weird that they didn't attack with Firebrand. Maybe it was a misclick. Yeah, the GRN to War of the Spark arc, as far as like Magic Standard formats are concerned, is a brutal one. It's like, good golly. They're saving it for potential Explore creature. Yeah, I guess. I don't really understand why they care about an Explore creature when they have like a 3/3 first striker. Seems loose, but I'll take it. They've given us 2 free points of life so far by not using this Firebrand, so that sounds great. Man, getting your 5-drop bomb with Militia Bugler is awesome. But don't mind if it does. Biggity bomb. Shiggity swooty. Do 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 do. You have a bird. We did play Legacy Storm this morning. It was good. The deck's a lot of fun. Has a lot of good puzzles in it. Okay, so if we go wide here, we might be able to race this Rekindling Phoenix. If they have another big threat, we're probably going to have a hard time. They could also just, like, get up in a holding pattern here. It's dead, Jim. You killed it. Down to 11 here. Elite Guardmage should help us race. It gains us 3 and it also chump blocks the Phoenix for a turn. Yes, Bueller does find Crisis as well. Ooh, that's exciting. Okay, just go ahead and play this out. Just want to have all my mana available next turn, I think. Hey, thanks for the half a year, Skunky Blitz. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's keeping me around. Second bird's real scary. Wow, just straight up no attacks, huh? I feel like no attacks means they're probably not killing this Wildgrowth Walker. The only reason to be defensive is if you expect me to gain a lot of life here. Sec. Got it. In for the Charming Prince. In for the Charming Prince. Chain Whirler. Do 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 do. I think I just want to draw a card here. Like looking for a Vannifar. If we get Vannifar going, we get to get set up. I wonder what's in their hand. I feel like they're supposed to be attacking me with at least one Phoenix here, but I'll take it. think I want to leave Charming Prince or Spark Double in my deck for later. We'll just run back display. No, the MCQ's this weekend, Stormy Waters. I haven't decided what I'm playing yet. Gosh, our second copy of Ooze would be absurd here. We could get going with that. Are they dead yet? Nope, definitely not. Maybe I'm just supposed to play some 4/3s out here. Yeah, I don't expect this Lear to live. It's fun to think about, though. So if they blocked 5 of my things, they'd take 9. I think I'm just playing 2 4/3s and passing. Then we can Baffling End to Chain Whirler next turn. Just the wall of first strike.
Get out of my way. I'm burning up here.
Excuse me?
Check out these fireworks.
Well, that was super punishing. Whew! I'm gonna let them choose if they want to keep their Chandra alive. If they want to trade Phoenix for Chandra, I'm okay with that. This attack would put them to 7 and then they don't have blockers in play. Hidden elemental text, exactly. Surprise! Read through your article on cool stuff. Next standard looks kind of like this one, but with more stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's accurate description. I'm not sure there's really anything in the new format, new set so far that, like, makes the Flash decks or Nissa less obnoxious. Can y'all believe we've only been dealing with Nissa for 6 months? Not even 6 months? When did War of the Spark released? I feel like I've aged 3 times over since War of the Spark was released. Was it April? Oh, I guess it was the 3rd set, right? It's been more than 6 months? Okay, I was thinking the summer set. No, it was April, you're right. Wow, multiple Awakened Infernos. As a German watching and not fully familiar with your voting system, what does supporting Bernie do at this moment? Because he isn't the official Democratic candidate yet. Yeah, so there's primaries coming up. So, there will be, the Iowa caucuses occur in a little bit under a month, I believe. If my timeline is correct. So, that's my way of saying Bernie's who I'm going to be voting for in the primary. And whoever wins the Democratic primary will be the Democratic candidate for president. lands are great. I mean, to be fair, we are at 28, so like being defensive with the Phoenix seems appropriate. Yeah, this is still that same matchup with the person who had the passages. Yep, second Ooze is gonna be real good at some point. We got so super punished on that first Chandra. Just because, like, they hit their 6th land the turn I finally, like, was like, screw it, and played both my knights out. Alright, now they gotta be attacking for 4, right? Yeah. Alright, well, this makes any creature I draw at this point much, much better. I mean, to be fair... Oh, we're dead, so we just, like, can't draw a blank here? Yeah, actually just dead on board. Magic sucks. Oh, Magic sucks. No, I boarded out Deputy, because it tends to be really bad in this matchup. Feels bad, man. At least we never missed a land drop. Yep, you're not wrong. I don't know. I think this deck went like exactly as expected. The red matchups felt good when we drew average and played better. The green mid-range matchups that I expected to be hard felt impossible. We ground out a control deck with a value-oriented plan. So, would a knight gain 4, buy us a turn? No, it wouldn't, because they attack with everything and we die. So, feel free to take a 10-minute break for not looking at the board state before you tell me we could have survived. Yeah, they attack all, we block 1, and we take 16, and we'd be at 16, so, you know. Alright, so, up next, we are going to have our second run-through of Jeskai Super Friends here. It's actually a deck I threw up on my website after we played it the first time, so I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while we get set up for this next one. When we get back, we're going to play some Jeskai Control that has a Planeswalker focus to it here.